Okay, so for this task, we are doing a dermatophyte culture. We have all of our supplies. We've got alcohol, something to take the hair and the skin lesions off. We have our dermatophyte test medium and our patient. So the first thing we're going to do is swab the site with alcohol. We're just going to do right over here. And then we will dry it. Okay. And then we want to get at least 0.3 centimeters for our sample. And we want to get skin lesions if we can. There we go. So we have our sample, and now what we'll do is we'll place it into our medium. We want to make sure it's touching that growth medium. And then per the manufacturer's instructions, we want to put the cap back on but not close it super tightly. We need to let some air get in there so it can aerate. We will be storing this in a dark room out of direct sunlight. It needs to stay at room temperature, so about 60 degrees to 70 degrees in here. It can't be higher than 80 degrees or lower than 30 degrees. And we'll check it every day for the next 30 days, which is the incubation time for this specific DTM. And we'll be recording our results every day, and then at the end of the 30 days, we'll be able to see what grew. Okay, so now we are looking at our dermatophyte culture. It's been 30 days, and as we kind of thought would happen, there was no growth. If there had been growth, there would have been color change. It would have changed to red, and you would have been able to see almost like a white fuzz growing on the top. So we've checked it every day for 30 days, although we kind of suspected it would be negative, as the manufacturer's instructions say that usually you start seeing color change within a day or two, and we didn't, so we kind of figured. But from here, we will put the results in her record, and we will take a look at our DTM log. Okay, so this is our log for our dermatophyte culture. We printed it out. We also have it goes into their digital record, but we can print out a copy and also put it into their physical record. Kind of in the middle of digital and physical records right now. But you can see that every day someone checked it. Usually it was me, but I wasn't there every day. So if I wasn't there, then a coworker would have checked it, and we write the date, whether or not there was any color change or any growth detected. And then at the end of the 30 days, we have our doctor take a look at the log and the sample and make sure that everything is all set. And then it goes into the patient's record. So luckily for this patient, no ringworm was detected. Okay, so now we're going to look at some images to show us what ringworm looks like on an animal in a positive culture, and also microscopically. So our first picture is what a positive DTM culture would look like. As you could see with our negative culture, the medium stayed an orange color. There was no growth. You could still see the hair and the skin or lesions if we were able to pull any on top of that medium. In a positive culture like this one, you can see that the medium has turned a reddish color, and then there's also growth on top of it that's kind of like a white fuzz that grows on the top of the medium, and that's how we would know that it was a positive culture. Okay, then to look at the animal, on the kind of macroscopic site of ringworm is here. So you can see on a kitten, this is a pretty severe example, but they have alopecia in areas where they're losing their fur. They get kind of rough looking lesions in a very extreme case, and it's usually spread into a few different parts. We see it most often in kittens, and usually it's kind of around their faces, but it can be anywhere on the body. You can also see a picture of it here. It's a little less severe of an example, where you can see the hair loss, a little bit of lesions forming, and other than that, the skin doesn't look severely irritated or anything like that. You'd just be looking for kind of scabby, scaly lesions in areas of hair loss like this. If you were to look at ringworm under the microscope, it would look a bit like this. So here's one picture we have. They're the kind of oblong, little long ovalish figures. You can also see another example here. And that's what our ringworm parasite would look like under a microscope.